I'm in a very happy mood. You can see today I'm wearing my Okbuago, and the way I put the tail will tell you that I am in a mood for celebration. I'm in a mood for celebration. So it is a very beautiful day, a very proud moment for Ndi Igbo all over the world. It is a moment that I am so proud to be called an Igbo man. Yes, I am always proud to be called an Igbo man, but our Igbo brothers in diaspora and our sister have made us very proud. Who do I start with now? Because I'm going to be reading out the names of our Igbo brothers and Igbo sister who just won Grammy Award. Let me begin with Shabuzi. Chibueze. I will not be joining them to be calling him Shabuzi. Because his real name is Collins Obinna Chibueze. Obinna Chibueze Collins is his real name. So I will not join them to be calling him Chabuzi. I should be calling him by his real name, Obinna. Obinna is our brother who just won a Grammy Award yesterday. We are so proud of him. He's an Igbo person in diaspora. He made us very proud yesterday by picking up a Grammy Award. I'm sure very soon it will be updated in his biography that he just won a Grammy. Yes, as I said, it has been added. He won a Grammy for a music genre as country music. Country music is not what is traditional to us as Ndi Igbo. What is traditional to us is our high life music and our Egwu Ogene. But this man has made us very proud by breaking into a different genre of music that is traditional to the Americans, and he has picked up a Grammy from that category. In fact, all our 3 Igbo people who won award yesterday, 3 Igbo people won Grammy Awards on the 1st of February at the 68 Grammy Awards. But this our brother Chibueze won his Grammy for Best Country Duo Group or Group Performance for the song called Amen with Jelly Roll. Because of copyright issues, I may not be able to play that song here, but you are going to look it up. The Amen is spelled A-M-E-N. Amen. So that is the title of the song with which our brother Chibueze won a Grammy. His name is Chibueze, mana ndị ọcha na-akpọ ya Shabuzi. Mana amara akpọ Chibueze otu esi wee kwesị ịkpọ ya. So a na-akpọzi ya Shabuzi. Ya ebidozie zawa Shabuzi. Mana aha ya wụ Chibueze Obinna Collins. So let me read a bit of his biography because he just made us proud. I'm very proud when I see an Igbo person not just speak Igbo language, but bear Igbo names. One thing is remarkable among all the winners of yesterday. I keep calling it yesterday because it was around midnight of the 1st of February that these awards were announced. And 3 Igbo people, it was very remarkable. 3 Igbo people picked up an award in one night. It's remarkable because it's not about tribe, okay? I'm not trying here to market or demarket any tribe, but for one tribe to pick up 3 awards in one night in 3 different categories is remarkable. So it's worth celebrating. Collins Obinna Chibueze was born on the 9th of May 1995. So 19, May 1995. Kamulia, he's just 31. He's just 30 years old. Maybe soon to become 31. 30 years old. Known professionally as Shabuzi, he's a Nigerian American singer and rapper. His music combines country, Americana, and hip-hop. After releasing 2 albums, he gained wider recognition through his appearance on the soundtrack to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in 2018, and later featured on 2 songs from Beyonce's album Cowboy Carter in 2024. So he has featured in Beyonce's album of Cowboy Carter in 2024. His commercial breakthrough came with his third album, Where I Have Been Isn't Where I'm Going, 2024 as well, with the single, a bar song, Tipsy, which spent 19 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100, tying with Leon Nax's Old Town Road as the then longest running Hot 100 #1 song of all time. The follow-up single, Good News, topped the US country airplay chart. In 2025, he collaborated with Jelly Roll on the song Amen, which won the Grammy Awards for Best Country / Group Performance at the 68th Grammy Awards that held on the 1st of February 2026. Congratulations to our brother Chibueze Collins Obinna, who is an Igbo son in Diaspora, bears his Igbo name, recognizes his Nigerian origin, just won a Grammy. Yet, while the world is clapping and celebrating, Nigeria remains silent about this. Okay? The Nigerian government has unofficially made any acknowledgement, any congratulatory message to any of these three winners. Make of this information whatever you please, but it is not a coincidence. We have seen people win Grammy who are not of Igbo origin, and in that night, the president immediately sends out a congratulatory message. These are three Nigerians. I'm going to be reading so that for some people who will say, after all, they are not Nigerians, they have dual citizenship. Anthony Joshua has dual citizenship. As many times that he won a fight, he was congratulated by the Nigerian government. So I don't see any reason why three people who are Nigerians, who bear Nigerian names, even if they are Igbo names, will win Grammys in one night, and the Nigerian government keeps quiet as if nothing good has happened. It's okay. We're going to look at the early life of our brother Chibueze. Just a little bit of his biography. We're honoring him because he has honored us as Ndi Igbo. If he started bearing the name Collins and Shabuzi and forgot about his Igbo ancestry, perhaps maybe the Nigerian government will remember him, because anything Igbo, Chibueze was born and raised in Woodbridge, Virginia, in Washington metropolitan area. His parents are Igbo Nigerians. You see where the problem is coming from, right? Because his parents have been recognized here as Igbo Nigerians. Perhaps they would have just said Nigerians. His father was a farmer in Nigeria who attended college in Texas. In his childhood, he was inspired by hip-hop music videos on 106 and Park, as well as his father's cowboy style of dress and love of country music. For junior high school, he spent 2 years at a boarding school in Nigeria. Okay? So Chibueze was even at some point in his life in Nigeria. So he spent 2 years at a boarding school in Nigeria. In 2013, he graduated from Garfield Senior School in Woodbridge, Virginia, where he played football as a freshman. As a teenager, Chibueze planned to be a novelist. However, by the time he graduated high school, in addition to earning money from shooting music videos and photography, he also earned a few $100 here and there from music gigs and decided to take music more seriously. Now, if I go further, we will have a lot to read, but we are looking at the biography of Chibueze, and we have just learned that he spent some part of his life schooling in a secondary school here in Nigeria. He just won a Grammy Award for country music on the 1st of February. Until now, not one congratulatory message has come. I don't want anybody to start looking at this like I'm trying to cry, we're always feeling marginalized. This is not feeling marginalized. I'm just stating things how it is, because I have so many examples. When Ayodeji, the one they call a Wizkid, won a Grammy, the federal government of Nigeria congratulated him. When Israel Adesanya won fight for WBO, he was congratulated. When Anthony Joshua won his own, he was congratulated. These are 3 Igbo people that picked up Grammy Award in one night. One of them is very, very close. Very, very close to becoming a GOAT in music. Now, that's the lady among them. Let me read the biography of the rest, because I've just been talking about Chibueze. Let me talk a little bit about Tyler Okomma. Now, what is remarkable about these guys is that they bear their Igbo names. When Tyler was to be given his award, the name was written there clearly. Tyler Okomma. The Okomma family is a well-known family in Ibuzo, Oshumili North local government area of Delta State, very close to Asaba. So Tyler is an Igbo man, born to an Igbo father in America. I'm going to read a little bit of his biography, because that was his 3rd Grammy Award. His 3rd, not his 1st, not his 2nd. 3 Grammys already for this worthy Igbo son in diaspora. Tyler Gregory Okomma, born on March 6th, 1991. So Tyler was born in 1991, known professionally as Tyler the Creator. He is an American singer, songwriter, record producer, fashion designer, director, and actor. He has been described as an influential figure in alternative hip-hop during the 2010s and 2020s. So Tyler won a Grammy yesterday, and I'm going to look out for the category of Grammy that he won and play it to you. So let's look at his Igbo background, because some people may like to say he's not Igbo, he's an American. So let me look at if he's Igbo or not. These people are not just Igbo because we're saying they are Igbo, or because we saw that they are bearing Igbo names. They are Igbo because they identify themselves as Ndi Igbo. Even if they have dual citizenship, they are our Igbo brothers and sisters in diaspora, and we do not joke with them. There are so many of them, but we are dedicating this video to the ones who won Grammy on the 1st of February 2026. People have accused us of not promoting our Igbo craftsmen enough. So we are dedicating this video to them. And if you are watching this video, please, the best thing you can do to support what we are doing is to comment, like, and share this video. And if you are not yet a subscriber to this channel, do so immediately. Share this video very massively to your audience. In fact, I'm going to take my own advice by sharing the video. And when we return, we will continue by looking at the biography of our brother Tyler, the Creator, also known as Tyler Gregory Okomma. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Enuan, a cultural forum where we promote the rich cultural heritage of Ndi Igbo. Today we are celebrating 3 of our well-deserving Igbo sons and daughters who just picked up Grammys. 3 Grammys, 3 categories in one night. On the 1st of February 2026, they made us proud as our sons and daughters in diaspora by winning Grammy Awards. That wasn't their first Grammy, okay? But that particular night was a proud moment for us, because one tribe to produce 3 winners. We know how much some countries crave to have one winner of Grammy. Some continents as well. But here we are as a tribe celebrating 3 winners in one night in 3 different categories. That is no mean feat at all. 3 different, very difficult, well-competitive categories. So we are looking at now the profile of our second winner. We have considered that of our brother Obinna Chibueze Collins, who won for best pop performance for duo, best country performance for duo. So today we are looking at the biography of Tyler Okomma, because some people may want to be mischievous by saying just because he bears Igbo name doesn't mean he's Igbo. He may not be Igbo. So let's look at whether he's Igbo or not. I'm not just saying he's Igbo. I've mentioned his hometown. Tyler Okomma was born on March 6, 1991 in Houghton, California, a suburb of Los Angeles, the son of a Nigerian Igbo father. I love this. And an African American mother who is half Canadian and multiracial. He spent his early life living in Houghton before moving to Ladere Heights. At the age of 7, Okomma took covers out of CD cases and created covers for his own imaginary albums, including a track list with songs lengths before he could make music. At the age of 14, he taught himself to play the piano. So, let me not read further because we have established here that he is an Igbo man and he won a Grammy, and that was his 3rd Grammy Award. Incredible, right? He has won 3 Grammy Awards as we speak. So, he is not somebody to just overlook. He's somebody to honor. So I'm trying to look out for his other Grammy wins and then mention them here to you so that you can appreciate what he has been able to achieve as a musician. Tyler is not just somebody you overlook in music. Musically, he's up there. He's way up there. In terms of music, he has achieved a lot. He's compared with a lot of creators, people who have made themselves, who have made a name for themselves musically. So Tyler is up there with them. Winning 3 Grammys is not a joke. And in the categories where he has won them, especially his last Grammy, is an inaugural category. He just picked it up. He just snatched it. Didn't even allow anybody to come close to it. So he's somebody whose work is globally recognized. Let me look at the songs that won him Grammy. In 2017, Tyler released Flower Boy, which earned him widespread critical acclaim and commercial success. Ego in 2019 and Call Me If You Get Lost 2021 debuted at #1 on the US Billboard and won Best Rap Album at the 2020 and 2022 Grammy Awards. Can you imagine that? Best Rap Album for an Igbo son. Biko kayo kopolo no Tyler, the creator aka. Tyler Okomma, Agiun aka. Best Rap Album in a genre that is dominated by people like Kendrick Lamar, people like Drake, Kanye West, Eminem. For people like an Igbo man, Tyler Okomma, to win Best Rap Album. Best Rap Album is not a joke now. That is not a children's category at all. So that's a very, very highly competitive category that he just won Best Rap Album for in 2020. That's 6 years ago. So Tyler has now won 3 Grammy Awards so far. And then the very, very surprising one, the one who, when I read her biography, you all will be amazed. There's a little controversy around her. Very little controversy about her sexuality. But I'm not going to dwell on that. We're going to dwell on her craft. Cynthia Erivo, our sister from Imo State. Erivo is not an English name. If I want to pronounce it completely as an Igbo man, you will hear me saying words like Erivolam. That is the dialect of Igbo language. Erivolam, Eribulam in Igbo Izwe, or Eribolam, like, I don't know how to describe it. Don't squander my wealth completely. Eribulam. So let me read a little about Cynthia. Her name is very interesting, very long, very ancestral name. So this one, you will not have to be guessing whether she's Igbo or not, or whether she's Nigerian or not. Cynthia China Soku Onye de Manazo. I so much love this name. I also know people that bear the name nearby my community. Onye de Manazo. People are always good in front. When you turn your back, Akabuoge, nobody praises you behind your back. So this name is very remarkable. Let me mention her names without interrupting. You'll be so thrilled with her names. I know as an Igbo man or woman, Ega Mali Fopota. Cynthia Chinasoku, Onyedemma Nazo, Amarachukwu, Uwezuoke, Echimino Erivolam, MBE. So she has an MBE, a very great honor in Britain. She has an MBE. So Cynthia is not a baby at all in the industry. Not a baby at all. Most excellent order of the British Empire. That is what MBE is, in case you don't know. So she was born on the 8th of January 1987. She's an English actress, singer, and songwriter known for her work on both stage and screen. She is the recipient of several accolades and one of few individuals nominated for an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony Award, EGOT. Wonderful. Wonderful. Winning all but the Oscar. So if she wins an Oscar, if any day at all, this our sister Onyedemma Nazo wins an Oscar, she will become among the only few individuals in this world to have won an EGOT. EGOT means Emmy. She has won that. Grammy, she has won that. That is EGOT or EG. E for Emmy, she has won it. G for Grammy, she has won it. O for Oscar, she has not won. T for Tony, she has won the Tony Award. We're going to check if she's Igbo. Let's check if Cynthia Erivolam is Igbo, because people will say, you just come out here and start celebrating people. You don't know much about them. They are not Igbo. They do not even accept that they are Igbo. Now, I have posted several videos where both Cynthia Erivolam, Onyedemma Nazo, Uwezuoke, Chinasoku, Amarachukwu has revealed that she is Igbo, mentioning her home state and community. I've also shared video when this our brother Chibueze Obinna Collins did the same thing, Shabuzi, and also mentioned here the hometown of Tyler Okomma. So we're not claiming them to be Igbo. They are Igbo by every means. They are our Igbo brothers and sisters in diaspora, and they have made us very proud. Here we are acknowledging it. Erivo was born on the 8th of January 1987 to Igbo Nigeria immigrant parents in Stockwell, London, England. Her mother, Edith, was 15 years old when the Nigerian Civil War broke out. So, Cynthia's parents, both parents, are Igbo. You heard that? Both parents are Igbo. Not like she's missed. She's not missed with anything. Her parents left Nigeria during the Civil War. That was when her parents left Nigeria. Edith was 15 years then, when the Nigeria Civil War broke out, with Erivo saying that she is not necessarily a refugee, but her home was ravaged. What are we trying to say here? 3 Igbo sons and daughter won Grammy on the 1st of February in the year 2026. Until now, Nigeria has remained silent. Why? That is the question we're asking. Is it because they are Igbo and they are not worth celebrating as usual? Why is everywhere silent? The presidency has not made any formal or official congratulatory speech or post. Somebody will say these people have dual citizenship, but like I've seen some people commenting on my Facebook, yes, they have dual citizenship, but they have never failed to acknowledge their origin as Nigerians. Look at the biography of Cynthia that I just read about her parents running away from Nigeria during the Civil War at just 15. Both parents are Nigerians. So I don't know which other country you would rather they be. When we are talking all these things concerning Igbo, some people say we like playing the victim's card. We are not victim. When you are victimized, you play the victim's card. You don't play victor when you are a victim. Which is one of the problems we are encountering as Igbo. Declared no victor, no vanquished. Whereas we were vanquished, we were defeated. He starts shouting, no victor, no vanquished. There was a victor, we know. The victor went home with his spoils and insisted that the vanquished should not be remembered. In fact, the vanquished was given 20 pounds. If there was no victor, no vanquished, all our money in the banks would have been given back to us. But we didn't get them because there was a victor and there was a vanquished. So Igbo, wherever you are seeing this video, let us join hands together to celebrate these our Igbo sons and daughter, Tyler Okoma, Obinna Chibueze, and Onyedimma na-azụ Amara Chukwuchi na-asụ okwu Erivolam. These three people picked up Grammy Awards on the 1st of February 2026. We should celebrate them. Akatampu esie nuda, shishwa isi, wen isi. Ndị mmadụ ajụọ sị, n'ọja n'onwe bụ onye ga-aja. When the lizard falls down from a height and nods its head, it is praising itself. You must first acknowledge your accomplishment before the world does the same. We have seen people accomplish way less than this. From what we just studied and read, Cynthia Erivo is just one award away from winning an EGOT. If she does so, she will become one of the only few people in life who have ever won so. She has won an Emmy. She has won a Grammy. She has not won an Oscar, but she has won a Tony. She has been nominated for several Oscar awards. If she wins one, boom, just one Oscar remaining. And the country deems it very difficult to congratulate her. Maybe because she tells her story that her parents ran away from Nigeria for safety. Her parents were not soldiers. It is also to tell you about the civilian casualties of the Nigerian genocidal war against Igbo. So that it doesn't look like we're telling, this is a post-war narrative of people who were involved. People were running away from their homes. Even palm trees were not safe, as confirmed by Gowon himself. Palm trees were not safe. Palm trees, not to talk of human beings. People who were civilians, women and children were running away to farms. Even that farm was not safe as well. Because according to them, if you make fire, smoke will tell the soldiers that somebody is here and they will come to attack. This is what Igbo faced just in 1967, not to mention the one they faced for 32 years during the Ekumeku resistance. And we still face till today. Otherwise, tell me why. Tell me why a president that has a media team has failed to till now acknowledge winners from his own country. If it is people from other tribes, we have seen it severally, repeatedly, over and over. This attitude of hatred, this attitude of disgust, this attitude of no, don't bring them up. This attitude of trying to subdue Igbo will not work. Whenever history is made, it has been made. It cannot be changed. History is not something you cherry pick. You don't pick which one to remember or which one not to remember. History is history. It has been written into the annals. That is why they call it annals of history. And in that annals of history, to be remembered that as the world was applauding, Nigeria remained silent. The silence is deafening. I've heard the word loud silence before. This is my first time experiencing how loud silence can be. That a country has 2 Grammy winners, not one was congratulated, simply because the 3 are from the same ethnic group. Not because it doesn't mean anything to win a Grammy, because they have been acknowledging and congratulating people who won Grammy before from this country. So what stops you from congratulating these three who just won this one? Please, if you're just seeing our video, I'm sorry not to have mentioned this before, but this is Igboland, a cultural forum. I'm aware that you are aware. Probably you've seen our name before you clicked this video. This is Igboland, a cultural forum, and all we do here is to promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. This is a live stream discussing the accomplishment of Ndi Igbo, the remarkable historic accomplishment of 3 Igbo sons and daughter, because we have 2 sons and 1 daughter who accomplished the feat of winning Grammy Awards in 3 different categories in one night. We are celebrating them because the world says, Asana, if onye make ekweji boya, we have to celebrate and carry our own up first. Then the world can take notice. If you're just seeing this video, the best you can do to support us, do it. If your best is to comment on the video, comment. If your best is to share this video, share it. If your best is to send us super thanks, do so. If your best is to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, do so immediately. But what we must do is to ensure that we don't fold our arms and let the world define us. We must continue to learn every day to define ourselves, to promote ourselves, to project our qualities before the world. Igbo culture at the 68th Grammy Awards did not wait to be invited. It strolled in majestically. Makani Igbo Bwenyi. I felt so proud personally because I know other tribes where people have been manufacturing using AI designs to make designs and give award to people who have not even won it. Here we have real winners. 3. 1, 2, 3. And everywhere is quiet. Why? It shouldn't be that way. Biko n'umu Igbo. Biko n'umu Igbo. Tinye n'ọnụ. Share the video. Comment on it. Let us project and promote our own. Let us not be silent and allow the world to pick when we are happy or when we will not be happy. Please, Umu Igbo. It is not only negativity that should be promoted. A few days ago, one of our shining stars, one of our daughters, Ifunanya Wangene, died from a snake bite. It was global news. People were sympathizing with us. Now, 3 of our children in diaspora have made us proud. Make the world to also celebrate with us. It is you that will do it, not by watching video and swiping away and looking for other things to watch. I've seen people celebrating or circulating videos of people who are watching one woman who usually shows her private parts. On ajayoto ya. The mother na thumbs up and like na send the ego said. When you see something positive about your tribe, celebrate and acknowledge it. Share it. Not for my own good, for your own good. It is your tribe. Your tribe is associated with you. Anything negative that comes from that tribe, it will touch the rest of the hands. When something positive comes to that tribe, it will come to you. Imagine when somebody sees you and says, you are Igbo, you say, yes, hey, wow, your people just won 3 Grammys. You feel proud. How long be you waiting for them to say, oh, Ndi Igbo, sorry, or something bad happened to us. We are mourning the death of our. That's what happened lately. We are still mourning. We still have tears in our eyes because that young girl's voice can break you and make you again. The first time I saw her video, not when she has died, before she died, maybe like 2 weeks before her demise, I saw Ifunanya's video singing the Champions League song. I am a person who loves the Champions League. But when I saw her rendition of the Champions League, I felt goosebumps. About a year warm. And I checked her name, Ifunanya Wangene. She did not choose to change her name Wangene to Nwachuku. She remained Wangene, despite being a strong Christian. I said this girl is worthy of a followership. I followed her immediately and started commenting on her post. Little did I know that she has few days left. Now she's dead and they are celebrating her more. If you go to her profile, she had about 40-something thousand subscribers, followers on Facebook. I'm sure it's close to 60,000 now. Manon Warner, if she's dead, she's not here to see what you're doing anymore. So when somebody is alive, name me, feed them to promote your culture. Celebrate that person. 3 of our Igbo brothers, 3 of our Igbo people, 2 Igbo brothers, 1 Igbo woman, 1 Grammy Award. I'm not saying they are Igbo because we want to claim them. Tylo Koma is from Ibuzo. Chibueze Obinna is from Imo State. Cynthia Onyedemma Nazo Chinaso Oku Amarachukwu Uwezuoke Eribolam is from Imo State as well. Erivolam. So, what stops you who is watching this video from giving the video a thumbs up?